Good morning, it's Tuesday the 12th of May. Greetings today. Last night, I guess, like some of you, I watched a documentary on BBC Two, I think it was, which looked at a hospital, the Royal Free Hospital, in the early days of the lockdown. There were many things that struck me. There were two wonderful, happy stories of people against the odds coming through this coronavirus and being able to go home from the hospital. There were many accounts of the way in which staff and management were working to combat the situation and to keep going in very difficult circumstances. And there was also the human cost. The cost on people who are nursing in very difficult circumstances and having to give bad news to relatives and friends. It was compelling, it was frightening, and it was also important for us to understand some of the impact of this terrible disease. There is, I believe, a part 2 tonight, and I certainly will be watching it, not from a ghoulish sense, I hope, but from the hope of understanding the complexities and the difficulties and the struggles of this disease. Because the one thing that will help us as we move forward and take our decisions that we may take in June or July or even in August, these decisions have to be informed by as much information as we can have, not by hopes, but by information. And all that we seek to do, certainly in this benefice and in our churches, we want to be informed by the very best information. But it also struck me, where is God in all of this? And of course, the truth is, and it's you might say it's a simplistic truth, but it is, I believe, the truth. God is at the heart of it, with every one of us and with every person. And one of the people who, at least one of the people who we saw in the documentary last night was a person of faith. And that reminded me of the importance of our faith and of our confidence that in everything God is with us. Some words from today's Gospel. This is from St. John chapter 14. Jesus said to his disciples, "Peace I bequeath to you, my own peace I give you. A peace the world cannot give. This is my gift to you. Do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid. Peace I bequeath to you, my own peace I give to you. Do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid." Jesus isn't and never does guarantee that things will always be easy. He himself knew that just after he said those words, he was entering into the final phase of his ministry, his crucifixion, his death, leading to his defeat of death. This was not easy. Jesus was not promising an easy life. But he is promising that in it all, he is with us. His peace is always with us. He is always with us. In everything that we face and experience, from the depths of tragedy when we probably feel abandoned, to the heights of joy when we often forget Jesus, and in all the times in between, the one thing that is constant is the peace and the presence of God in Jesus Christ. Someone described it in a book I read a few weeks ago as a steady shining. It's there all the time. It shines on us, the presence and the peace of God. In this marathon that we're experiencing of so many weeks where our lives are turned upside down and probably many months to come when things will be different. The constant thing that we can rely on is the peace and the presence of Christ with us. May that peace and presence bless us today in everything that we do.